It's your boy Tay, and here we are in the independent state of South Trinidad. And we're here for the South Arrows Indoor 18-meter tournament, and one of the standout Trinidad and Tobago youth archers, Shemaria. Yeah, you're going to mix that name up, but it's Shemaria Ali. Shem?
Hey, what's going on?
Up? All right,
good.
So Shem, you're one of the standout archers in Trinidad and Tobago, regardless of gender.
Yeah.
You hold several national records. You're an athlete with a lot of accolades. Today, you started your 2020 campaign. How do you feel about what you're doing?
Actually, I feel quite good. You know, I mean, today started off a bit rough. I didn't do so hot up in the first session, but second session was actually really good. I mean, I increased by almost like 40-something points in the second session, so that's pretty good. During the first session, I was able to figure out what what I did wrong, and just correct it for the second one. I'm really happy with the second one. So overall, it was good today.
All right, so give me an idea of how you feel about 2019. Progress you made, you had a couple of records, you definitely put your name out there. And what are you taking from last season into next season?
Well, I mean, it's kind of a rough season for next year because next year is the Olympics. Next year is also the Olympic qualifiers. We're having both local and in Mexico next year. And it's also going to be my CSEC exam. I'm also setting the exams next year, so it's pretty rough. I'm able to manage quite well. I mean, and then 2019 was such a big year, and I mean, the amount of things I accomplished, too much to list. I mean, it was just a great year. I really did enjoy myself. I learned a lot this year. Regard form-wise, I increased with my mental as well. Mental is a constant work. But form-wise, definitely increased. I mean, because of school, it's been the amount of time I get to spend in the range has been shortened, condensed, but overall, it's been rough. I mean, archery is everybody thinks archery is like super easy. You just draw back the bow and you shoot.
What? No.
A lot of people think so. It's just like, oh, it's so easy, such an easy sport. You'd rather do plenty running and all that kind of stuff. But archery is really tough. It requires a lot of mental. It requires a lot of physical. It requires a lot of just being able to control. I think all shooting sports, pistol included, you have to be able to control your breathing rate, your heart rate. You have to be able to just contain all the emotions. You know, I mean, sometimes I let it show and I'll be like, yay, but really you just have to get back to yourself, be able to switch like that, and it's been good.
Archery in Trinidad and Tobago, it's not one of the top sports, if you want to call it that. In terms of participation, it's a growing sport.
Yeah.
In terms of exposure as a national athlete, you're not going to get a lot of that. You could win whatever, the back page of the newspaper. You had to be really super special. Something had to happen, and it had to be a small news day. But clearly, we've been doing something well. You know, people like yourself, Priyanka, and Danny. You all have been really putting the flag out there. What do you see as responsible for that catalyst of change in the sport right now?
I would say definitely the mental game, because when I got into the sport, I got something what a lot of people call is target panic, which is where you know how to shoot, you know you can shoot, but it's just it's like the nervousness gets too much control of you that you can't draw the bow. You're coming short here and you're releasing, and of course you're not going to get good shots. Nobody knew how to fix that for me. Everybody was like, they tried their best. There was a lot of people who tried their best to try to fix it, but nothing really impacted me a lot. But after my dad got the book With Winning in Mind by Landy Bassam, I definitely recommend all sports people to get it. It's a really good book. It definitely changed my life, not just for archery alone, but I could implement all of the principles I got from that book into archery, into schoolwork, I also do dragon boats as well with Peking ducks. You implementing everything. I feel like that's a life thing. You know, all of these stuff that you learn is in that book, and it's how do I put it? It's like for the entire life. You're just going to use it in your whole life, you know. And
very instructive.
Yeah, and we started to implement it. My dad started to recommend the book to many different archers and stuff, and it's huge improvement.
Your dad is also your coach, right?
Yes, he's also
Ali, her coach, right? Doing a really good job, Ronald.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that 2020 is it's going to be a challenging year for you. You mentioned a couple of things as well. Inter-regional competition, and of course big one, Tokyo 2020.
Yeah.
So that's on your radar.
Yeah.
You wanna be an Olympian. You wanna
Yeah.
get that flag. You wanna
I
get
mean,
a
I've always,
full Puma kit.
I used to tell my dad, you know, I want to shoot with these big guns and stuff like that when I was younger. And I mean, it was such a huge thing. But now I'm like, I feel like if I'm, well, what my dad says specifically, I don't want to say too much.
You're close.
My dad's always like, you know, for the past couple of weeks actually, he's like, you know, I'm always shooting and I'm always falling short, but my dad's always like, you're always there, you could do it, you're right there. And I mean, just having that support, it really does help push you, because sometimes I feel like, you know, it's like, oh gosh, I don't even think I could make it that far, but then that's me being futuristic, you know? I mean, not staying in the moment. And my dad's so supportive. I love my dad. Love you, Papa. Love him so much.
I love my dad too. He's a cool fella.
Yeah, he really works really, really hard. He really is trying to. Oh, sorry, touched the mic.
That's right.
He really is trying to push the sport of target archery. Really trying to get the exposure out. And this is one of the tournaments that helped it. I think there was some Karyssa who actually shot. Yeah, that I feel that's really, really good. And if we could make this open like that, that's really great. But
of course, CSEC as well. Big life-changing moment. It's Poverty Girls, right?
no, it's St. Joseph Convent.
St. Joseph Convent.
In Port of Spain, yeah.
Right. Okay. So big moments for you in your life. How do you manage all of it?
Really, it's really just time management. That's a huge thing. My dad always keeps telling me about, you know, you have to manage your time. Don't be disorganized. He's been telling me that since Form 1. And actually before that, when I was setting SCA, it's really just time. If I could recommend anything to anybody who's oh gosh, what is it called? A student athlete, right, thank you. Forgot that. I would say time management, managing your time. I mean, I just get distracted a lot, you know. I mean, it's have technology nowadays and all that stuff that could influence you as well. But managing your time and sticking to a schedule. When you have a schedule, you know this, I have to get this done today. You try to get it done, right? If you don't get it done, it moves to the next day. Yeah, it's always like do it now. And I also have like it's like a to-do list on my phone where if I get like a school assignment, I'll write it down immediately and I'll try to get it done that night. So I'll try to get everything done the moment I get it, so that I won't have to be procrastinating, because I'm like in school and everybody's like, oh yeah, we had this thing to do today, and I'm like, what thing was that? And then they're like, oh yeah, it's this handout that Miss gave me. I was, oh yeah, I did that already. And all of them are writing in class. And I did it already. So I mean, it always feels good, because then you sit in the back relaxing, everybody else is doing work, and I mean, yeah. And then during that time too, I could use that extra time that I have
to focus on other things.
Yeah, to focus on other things, whether it is archery, whether it's, I have like these little videos that I have on my phone of the top athletes, Kiwa Bay and all them shooting, and I focus on that. I try to see myself doing what they're doing, whether it is revising schoolwork as well, because time is really, everybody thinks you have time.
Really.
Yeah, everybody thinks you have time, and you really don't. I remember, I think in the same book, they were breaking it down how much time you sleep 8 hours a day. If you take 2 hours to drive to school and drive back home, that's another 4 hours you're using up. Then you spend 8 hours in school. And then, really you only have like, say, when I get home, and I go lessons, and when I get home, I get home around 9. I have until about 12 before I start kind of going off and like, okay, it's time to go to bed. So it's like just 3 hours, try to gain school, try to gain some reinforcements, try to do all that kind of stuff, and it's really hard sometimes, but I try not to think of it as being stressful. I try to tell people I don't get stressed. I simply try to control it. I mean, I know I have this to do, that to do.
Just do it.
Just do it. Right. Yeah.
Habits of Successful Trainees. It's a book coming out. Shem,
Yep.
watch it.
Woo.
All right, so it's your boy Tay, and anything else you want to add though?
I just want to say thanks for this whole tournament. I want to say thanks to Mr. Sherwin. I want to say thanks to my dad, Miss Imani Abdullah. I want to say thanks to everybody coming out, the Curacao. Thanks you guys for coming out. Who else I want to thank? I want to thank my mom as well. She's been like this nutritionist type of person so I have a coach, I have a manager, I have a nutritionist, I have a person who pushes me in doing exercises at home. I have the whole bunch, and I'm so thankful. I have a really supportive family. I love you guys. I'm trying not to get tearing up here because it's so great. Because I know a lot of people don't have that, and but I feel so thankful. Thank the Lord really for how much she's given me. Oh God, I'm tearing up. And so I mean,
We're gonna have to put a Mariah Carey song on this track.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be one of those tear jerkers. I'm for real.
Yep. And yeah, that's really all I really want to say. I just want to give thanks to everybody who's just
You
been
have a
there.
social media presence you want to talk about? You want strange people adding you on social media?
I'm on Facebook, just Shemaria Ali. On Facebook is my athlete page. My dad manages that page. I'm also on Instagram as well as Ria Emma Ali. No spaces, just that alone.
So we'll put us in the notes here. So yeah. Booyaka shots. It's your boy Tay, and we always bring in all the athletes here, Trinidad and Tobago. We are going to take over the world, and you're going to see it right here. Rep 868. Booyaka shot.
Yeah.